Hi, I'm Darren, an untrained amateur who's determined to save one of the last of these classic cars. This is Roy, a 45-year-old 2.8 litre Vauxhall Royale coupe. When I owned one 30 years ago, they were rare. Now they're unknown. This is one of the last of its kind, and I'm going to rescue it and relive my youth. Follow the rebuild, watch this legend come back to life. Right, morning everyone. Back over here at Roy's garage. It's had a week for this paint to dry. So it's a week ago today that we painted the inside. It really is not the best paint job in the world. There are runs in it everywhere. Yeah, not great. But it's an engine bay and it's all clean. So what I'm going to do is get it all unmasked and drop the wires back in it. There's not a lot I can do over here today, so it's just sort of reroute the wires back in, get the masking and bags off, have a bit of a tidy up, and then I'm going to paint the garage floor. Because we're actually at a position where it's a good moment to put, because I don't need to do anything in here. I can paint the garage floor because it is filthy, and that will just give me a bit of a cleaner environment to work in when the engine goes back. So there's other things that need a coat of paint, so like the radiator, the air cleaner, everything, starter motor that's all over here, that all needs to go back and get a coat of paint, get prettied up a bit. As I say, yeah, so it's just unmask all of this, have a good tidy up, paint the floor, and then we'll go over to the workshop and continue working on the cylinder head. Because the bearings and everything haven't arrived yet, so there's not a lot I can do apart from that, work on the cylinder head and get that ready. So yeah, let's get it unmasked and see what it looks like. Also, I want to do some things, some sensible things, like just paint the brake pipes and things in here. Before I put the firewall back, so the firewall padding back, so it's it's a bit of prettying up. So what I'll do, I'll leave you there. We'll do a bit of time lapse while we unbag it and see what we got. So we pulled all this wiring to free things up in the engine bay, so now it can all go back, which will get it out of the way. Okay, some of that wiring goes through the firewall, so that has to stay there for the moment. So actually I can't do as much as I thought I could. Yeah, that's the headlight loom for there. Okay, so the plan is leave that there, paint the floor, car can sit there overnight, and then when the car's gone back in, I can paint the back end of the garage, because the wheel, I'll have painted under all four wheels then, and then that will just leave us that corner to touch in when the engine's back in. But it will make things easier to clean up. Yeah, if I'd have had my brain screwed on at the time, I'd have painted this before the car arrived. But, right, let's see how much of a mess we can make. I've done this nice and early so that with a bit of luck by sort of last thing tonight, I might be able to get a second coat on it. Okay, so back over at the engine shed, let's see how this has turned out. Looks good, nice and dry. Looks good. Okay, we lapped in those two valves the other day as an experiment, so we can see what's going on. Let's put them all in their rightful place, because then we can take them out one at a time, clean them, lap them, and when they're all done they can be sprung, oil sealed, and the cam can go back in. That really does work a lot better by hand than with the drill. The drill method just slows the grinder down. That really is quite safe with those because it's brass. Taking the tarnish off them. Right, let's lap them all in. I don't know whether that was worth it or not. It made me feel better. What we'll do is go along, do them all coarsely, and then do them all fine. So mucking about, keep opening and closing this. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff all... Oh, for sake, it's going to be one of them days. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff all masked up, ready to go for some primer. Okay, so while we're waiting for all that primer to go off, we can start putting some things together for the top end. So camshaft looks in very good condition. There's no dings or marks in the bearings. I think what we'll do, we'll give it a quick bearing polish, for which Mother's polish. It's actually called Mother's. And a bit of an old t-shirt. We need to hold it still. Oh, I don't want to clamp it in the vise. Clamping it in the vise has got disaster written all over it. Well, actually, having said that, it has actually got a end on it. So we can do it without too much drama. There we go. Right, that should hold it still. Again, we're not removing any material, it's just, well, it's cleaning more than anything. I think for the sake of completeness, they're all beautiful. What we'll do is we'll just micrometer those and record the measurements. So we know it's 1 inch, and then we've got 9/10 plus another 25 thou. So it's 1925, then we're 4 on there, 29, and then if we look on the actual micrometer, 8. So 1 inch, 9/10, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Eight tenths too big. No, 3/10 too big. 4/10 too big. 8/10 too big. No, 12/10 too big. Okay, there's no wear on that camshaft. I'm not precision enough to do 1/10 of a thousandth of an inch, but that camshaft ain't one. That is a beautiful camshaft. We like. Right, let's see if we can put together some rockers and tappets. Now my old head has got 2 tappets in it, which are practically brand new. Have done less than a couple of hours, and the rest of them didn't look that bad. It's a set of rockers. So timing chain and sprocket, we don't need that yet. Let's have a look at these. They've all got nice wear patches on them. I mean, there would be. Derek wouldn't give me a load of shit. Now, these are the engine mounts. They sit on either side of the engine, and that one sits at the back, under the back of the gearbox. Safe to say that as we get older, we all get a little bit more saggy. That one definitely has. If you look at the gap under there to there, that one has settled a bit. So I've got a cunning plan to firm them up a bit. And basically it involves pouring rubber into them, liquid rubber. Strong polyurethane that people use to make bushes. Now if I pour it in there, and this one, if I can actually get a bit more space out of it, see, that looks like it's moved in its old age. And if I can, yeah, get it back where it ought to be, there. This will be why I saw it always looked like the engine was a bit tilted, and it'll be because this one was. What I'm wondering is whether I can actually correct that. Okay, so what we've got is a piece of metal making up the sides of the mould. The rubber blocks make up the top of the mould, and these bits of hardboard are blocking off the gap. And I've drilled 2 holes. So if we pour rubber down there, it should flow underneath and come out. What do you reckon? This is the stuff that people use. It's Polytech PT Flex 85. Very strong polyurethane 2-part. By all accounts, it's very fast. You get 4 minutes. But we're only going to want a little bit. And you mix it 50-50. So if we go for a cap full. This could be absolutely ridiculous. A cap full. Don't mix the caps up, otherwise the whole lot goes off. Start the 4-minute timer. It's flowing. Coming out the top there, so it's flowed underneath. How long does it take to go? Pot life, cure time 2 hours. Just leave it in there for 2 hours and see what happens. Because if nothing else, even if it doesn't stop the side to side movement, it will give it more backing so it won't collapse as much. And the gearbox mount, my idea is subtly different, and it involves gaffer tape. Because as I said, as we get older we all get a bit floppy, and this is very floppy, and I think if I fill it up, I turn it into one big block, then it will be happier. So again, that's filled up all the voids. That's definitely really gone off that other one. Right, let's go and have a cup of tea while that all goes off. And then I think we're about right to put some paint, some top coat on all those engine covers. That surprised you, didn't it? You thought I was going to do it black. I thought a totally black engine bay would look a bit boring. Okay, sit rep. We're doing quite well. We've got the cylinder head is painted, the sump is painted, the rocker cover's painted, lots of the brackets and things that go on the engine, they're all painted, the radiator's painted, the accelerator linkage is painted, so that's all good. We've lapped in all the valves, so they're ready to go as soon as the cylinder head is dry. We've got a set of good rockers and polished up swivels for it, so we are good tomorrow to build the head. My rear gearbox bush is feeling a lot firmer than it was. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, see, it's filled in all the gaps. Filled in all the gaps there. And that's made it a lot firmer. So that will stop it from flopping about when power is taken off of it, which it was doing. I'm going to leave that still in that vise until I'm confident it's completely gone off. So I'll probably leave that in there till tomorrow because I don't need the vise for anything else. And in the meantime, there is one more task that I can undertake, which will be useful, and then it's probably time to quit because I can't then do much more until all this paint's gone off. So yeah, this is the timing cover. Like an old seal, which we're going to replace. front seal. It's going to get replaced. So it's still very dirty. Get the wire brush on it. But what we can do is take a squint at the water pump. Not water pump, oil pump. So this is the oil pump down here. So this timing cover looks like it's been painted at some stage. It's in a real horrible state. I think we'll put it through the wash again. I possibly will do something with it which normal people might not be allowed to do. There's normal people who have husbands and wives and families are not allowed to put Vauxhall Royale timing covers in their dishwasher, but I can. I mean, rest assured, if I do put it through the dishwasher, I will put some, you know, saucepans in with it as well, because, you know, there's no point in putting a load on if you're not going to fill it up. Of course I won't, don't worry. Okay, that is much better now after its third clean. Yeah. Put that on the drying rack. When I masked it up, I put the gasket over the top of it and cut round it on the tape, so that should be a perfect outline of where the gasket's going to sit. Assembly lubricant, not to be mixed up with tomato sauce. Apparently the genius of this stuff is that it stays where you put it, whereas back in the day we just used to use engine oil. See, all those bearings are, as we measured them, fractionally smaller as you keep going, so the whole thing sort of slots itself in and all the bearings then sit at home. Yeah, so you've got a thread on the end of the camshaft there. You can just put a bolt in temporarily. Now we can use that to rotate the camshaft. Feels nice, no binding. Right, so I'm going to call it a day at this point, because the paint on this cylinder head is still a bit soft and I just want it to go off properly. Camshaft is in, so it's nice and safe, which is the best place for it. And then I'm going to go back to the garage and put a second coat on the floor. And then I'm going to go and have a glass of wine, because I think I've earned it this week. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll put the valves back in that, set all the rockers up, adjust the tappets, and get that head ready to rock and roll, and then it's done. And then hopefully the next time I get some time, I'll have all the bearings and the rings, and then we can start actually putting the short block together. Yeah, all in all, it feels like I haven't done very much today, but I have actually achieved quite a lot, because I've got a lot of ducks in line ready to go. I even got that timing cover clean enough to actually count as being clean. So yeah, good day. All the valves are lapped in, so we're now all the prep is done. We're now into assembly, so it's now assemble everything and put it back in the car, and then try and remember where we got to before we got completely derailed with a dead engine. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. I'll see you in the next one, where we put the cylinder head together and get that ready to go. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.